When we were looking in the morning,
we
were looking at the presentation that was done by Amanda. And they also were seeing the we actually want to see this false teaching. And we are also going to substitute it. And to be able to bring it to our understanding as we are today. Or to use another words to be able to describe what we are actually talking about. Because even in their lesson, they managed to also change words to get to the points that they wanted to get into. So they actually also in their lesson that they were having, they were also changing words. So we saw that we had people that were put actors. So we had Peter and Paul who were acting and we had these false teachers who were also acting. And we had believers who were the audience or the observers. And these believers had to choose between either Paul and Peter or these false teachers. Paul no Peter. So we see that we have false teachers and we have true teachers. True teachers and false teachers. And we see that each they were offering a certain doctrine. So they were, we see Peter and Paul, they were giving this good doctrine. So we can say that doctrine is a teaching. The doctrine is a teaching. And we can see that these ones, they were offering a false doctrine, which is a false teaching. So when you look at that, these people who were offering a false doctrine or false teaching, they were offering a counterfeit message to that which of the truth. So we are going to use the word, the terminology counterfeit. And be able to see that this false teaching or doctrine was the counterfeit of the truth. Because these believers had the true gospel, the true doctrine truth teaching.
Ngoba laba abakholwayo bona babe nomyalezo or babe nemfundiso yeqiniso.
So these ones, they are gonna come and counter.
Laba ke bona bezofika bezophikisa lokho okuyiqiniso.
So when we come to the issue of Sunday Sabbath,
Masiza endabeni yesabatha nesonto,
or when we come to Sunday and Saturday,
masiza khona lapho Sunday nesonto,
we see that the Sunday keepers, they will say the Sunday is the Sabbath day.
Siyabona ukuthi labo abagcina isonto bazokutshela ukuthi liyisabatha kubo.
And those who worship on Saturday, they will say the Sabbath is Saturday.
Labo abakhonza nesabatha bazokutshela ukuthi iSaturday iyisabatha kubo.
But we can see that Sunday Sabbath, Sunday is actually the counterfeit of the Sunday worship is the counterfeit of the Sabbath worship.
Siyabona ukuthi ke ukubhinwa kwesonto njengesabatha kuyimfundiso ephikisana nokugcinwa kwesabatha.
Because the Sabbath is the true day,
ngoba isabatha liwusuku lweqiniso,
and the Sunday will be the false day.
And isonto ke lona lizoba usuku olumelene.
So in the lesson that they were doing, they got to the conclusion, which when I was also doing, got to the conclusion that when you put Sunday, we see that Sunday came with the issue with the papacy. So when we see that Sunday, it came with the papacy.
Siyabona ukuthi ke Sunday ize no Pope.
So we know that the Sabbath, it's when you move to the dispensation of the Millerites, or the beginning of modern Israel.
Mawuya eqaleni kuka-Israyeli wase.
So this is 1798.
Okay, lona 1798.
When you come to this time period,
mawuza kulesi sikhathi,
you have the Millerite history.
Unalaba abahamba nomila.
So this Millerite history here,
lo mlando ke kwalaba abahamba nomila,
stretching to I know that before 1798 they did not understand the issue of the Sabbath.
Ngaphambi kokuba kufika 1798 babenganako ukuqonda ngesabatha.
And they walked some time up until 1846, or they did not understand the issue of the Sabbath.
Bahamba impela besuka lapho 1798 benganako ukuqonda ngesabatha.
But after 1846, they had the knowledge about of the Sabbath, which day is the true Sabbath.
Ngemva kuka 1846 ke baqala baba nokuqonda ngesabatha.
And they got to the understanding grew to say that Sunday is the counterfeit day of the Sabbath.
Bafinyelela ekuqondeni ukuthi ngempela isabatha
Sunday
or
Sunday worship.
Isonto liyini limelene nesabatha.
And the leading person was the Popery, or we can say that the Roman Catholic. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. So what I was trying to say, we know that the Roman Catholic, we say that it is the church that is the counterfeit of the true, right?
Ibandla ke eliphikisana naleli leqiniso,
which is Adventism. When we go back to the alien to 18 to this time period of Ellen White, as she writes in the Great Controversy.
okuyibandla le-SDA masibuyela kuleya mlando walaba abahamba ngomile.
Especially when she mentions when we read the book of the Great Controversy.
Ikakhulukazi masibuyela encwadini ye-Great Controversy.
I understand that, I understand what is happening before 1846.
Ngiyaqonda ukuthi kwenzakalani ngaphambi kuka-1846.
But my point is just on the book, The Great Controversy, because that's where we get the issue of the counterfeit.
Kodwa-ke iphuzu lami limayelana ne-Great Controversy.
Where as well we can be able to see that when you look at the Great Controversy, the papacy he is portrayed as the man of sin, the son of perdition.
Mawubheka-ke encwadini ye-Great Controversy uvezwa njengondoda yesono.
So we see that the Sabbath became an Adventist doctrine.
Siyabona ukuthi-ke isabatha labe seliba yimfundiso ye-Adventism.
And we can say that Adventism was the true.
Siyasho ukuthi i-Adventism yayiseqinisweni.
And we could see that the issue of Sunday was the counterfeit of the true, which is the papacy of the Catholic. Which we say that the Catholic is the counterfeit of Adventism.
I-Catholic Church yona i-counterfeit ye-Adventist Church.
So Adventism, when you go back to the time periods of the Great Controversy, when the Great Controversy is written, it will highlight this issue.
Mawubuyela-ke encwadini ye-Great Controversy ngokwe-Adventism iyazama ukucacisela kabanzi ngale Catholic.
It explains the issue of the day of Sunday, this issue of Sunday worship.
Ichaza kabanzi-ke ngendaba ye-Sunday.
So, and we say that Sunday is the counterfeit, as I have said.
Njengoba besishilo ukuthi i-Sunday i-counterfeit yeSabatha.
Or we can say it's a false day.
Singasho futhi ukuthi-ke usuku olungelona iqiniso.
So people had to take choices based on these two actors which they were seeing.
Abantu kwamele bathathe iy'nqumo mayelana ngalama character ngalama balingisi ababili.
So you had Adventism acting its part.
Une-Adventism naye edlala indima yayo.
And you had the SDA also acting its part.
Une-SDA naye edlala yayo indima.
And people were looking at these actors and they were making a choice either to follow the Roman Catholic or to follow SDA, the Adventism.
Abantu babezikhethela ukuthi ngabe bangena kwi-Catholic Church noma bangena kwi-Adventism.
So when we look at when you come to today, like when we go back for a little bit, when we come back to this issue of doctrine, we understand that a doctrine is actually a gospel.
Siyaqonda ukuthi-ke imfundiso ivangeli.
And these teachers, they were offering a false gospel.
labo thisha ke babenikezela ngevangeli lamanga.
And Paul and Peter, they were giving the true gospel.
uPaul Peter babenikezela ngevangeli leqiniso.
So the Pope was offering the false gospel.
Upapa ke yena wayenikezela ngevangeli lamanga.
And he was actually making sure that people, they don't observe the true gospel.
Wayenza isiqiniseko sokuthi abantu ke abakwazi ukubona ivangeli leqiniso.
When you look at the top 6. So when you come to the issue, to the time period of A.T. Jones and Ellen White, around that time when the Great Controversy is written,
Mawubuyela ke kulesi sikhathi sika Ellen White kuze lezo khathi Great Controversy ngenkathi ibhalwa.
We understand that the issue is it's the issue of Sunday Sabbath.
Lapho siqonda khona ukuthi kwakumayelana nesabatha nesonto.
And if you can just allow me to say that the issue is about the Sunday Sabbath issue.
Uma ningangivumela nje ukuthi ngisho lokho ukuthi kwakumayelana nesabatha nesonto.
And the true gospel, it's Adventism at that time period.
Ngaleso sikhathi ke ivangeli leqiniso i-Adventism.
Because that's the people who are having the true gospel or the true teachers.
Ngoba ngaleso sikhathi ibona abantu ababephethe iqiniso.
And when you look at the issue of Sunday, we know that Sunday will be the false or the counterfeit of the true.
Masibheka ngaleso sikhathi vele iSunday ivela njengeqiniso elingamanga.
So we have Sabbath as the true gospel.
Nesabatha njengevangeli leqiniso.
And we have Sunday as the false gospel.
Sinesonto njengevangeli lamanga.
And any questions? Have I lost anyone? Maybe. Have I lost anyone? Okay. So when we come to today, because of we need to bring it to today, you have today who will be the representative of the true gospel?
Ubanike ozomela ozoba sendaweni yokuba seqinisweni.
Who will be the representative of Paul and Peter, who back then they were representatives of the true gospel?
Uma ke uPaul babe seqinisweni ngalesa sikhathi. Namhlanje ke obani abazoba seqinisweni?
Okay, Linda says is the movement. And what are other people saying in Zoom? Milton, you're too quiet today. People are quiet. Anyone? But today, who would be the representatives of the true gospel? So if you can take the message and the messenger being one.
Ungabheka isithunywa nomyalezo kube into eyodwa.
So So Linda already said it's the movement, and I will say yes, because we are the people who say that we are the people who are having the truth.
Linda usevela ushilo ukuthi movement esendaweni yeqiniso.
And we say that we stand for the truth, yes.
Njoba sisho ukuthi simele iqiniso.
And we need to say that if we say that we are the truth,
kufanele sibone ukuthi uma sithi simele iqiniso,
who's the counterfeit of this movement?
ubanike omelene nale movement.
Who is that is not the true gospel?
Ubani lo oza nevangeli elingesilo iqiniso.
Because if we say that we are the true movement that is standing for the true gospel,
Ngoba uma sithi si movement emele iqiniso,
we need to see then who's the opposition, who the people in the world, who are they going to make choices from the actors, who are the actors?
kumele sibonane ukuthi abantu emhlabeni kuzofanele benze bekhethe phakathi kwethu nayiphi gospel enye.
So I'm gonna draw our four reform lines, our three reform lines.
Ngizodweba ulayini benguquka abawu-4.
So we understand that we have how many groups?
Siqonda ukuthi mangaka ama-group esinawo.
We have 3 groups, Angit. So we have priests, we have Levites, and have Nathaniel, Angit. So we understand that this they come in. Okay, so we have these 3 groups of people.
Sinalama group amathathu abantu.
And when we look at these 3 group of people,
masibheka lama group amathathu,
we need to see who are the leaders of all these groups.
nesibona ukuthi obani abaholi balama amathathu.
And we understand that the priests are actually the ones that are like the disciples.
Siyaqonda ukuthi abapristi ibona abafana nabafundi bakaJesu,
who are actually the ones who are going to take the gospel to the whole world, or who are going to be the ones who are representing God's kingdom.
okuyibona abazothatha umyalezo bewuhambisa umhlaba wonke nabamele umbuso kaNkulunkulu.
So if maybe, for example, we can go to the book of Daniel chapter 2.
Uma singaya encwadini Daniel chapter 2,
we have an image that we have been given there.
kunomfanekiso lapho.
We understand that this image, we have a mountain,
Kulo mfanekiso lo kukhona intaba,
and then we have a stone that is going to be carved out.
khona itshe elizoqheshulwa.
And this stone, it says that it's gonna grow to be as big as a mountain.
Kuthiwa ngalelo litshe lelo lizokhula lize libe intaba.
What is going to turn this stone to be a big mountain?
Yini ezokwenza leli tshe liguquke libe intaba?
That's one question.
Enye imibuzo leyo.
But another thing,
Okunye,
what we get is that this stone is going to smash the statue.
okunye okuvelayo ukuthi leli tshe leli lizohlakaza lesa sithombe lesiya.
And we understand these kingdoms to be earthly kingdoms, right?
Siyaqonda ukuthi futhi lo mbuso lo umbuso wasemhlabeni.
We understand to be earthly kingdoms.
Siqonda ukuthi ungasemhlabeni.
And we understand this stone to be where? On earth as well.
Siyaqonda ukuthi futhi nelitshe leli lilapha emhlabeni.
And it's gonna be the one that destroys this statue.
Ilona futhi elizoqeda ngalesi sithombe.
So we understand that this movement is a representation of this stone.
Siyaqonda ukuthi le movement iyona emele leli litshe.
And we understand the mountain to be to stand for SDA.
Siyaqonda futhi ukuthi i-SDA ifanekiswa netshe nentaba leyo kuqeshulwa kuyo itshe.
So this stone is coming out of the mountain.
Leli tshe ke likhamba kuyona intaba le.
Many of them of the priests they came from this from SDA.
Abapristi abaningi bakhamba kuyo yona le kuyo le ntaba okuyi-SDA.
And we were the understanding is that we have the Levites.
Ukuqonda kwethu sinama Levites.
And we say that some the Levites they come from the mountain as well.
Nama Levites nawo aqhamuka kuyo intaba le SDA.
But when we speak about the Nethinims,
mase sikhuluma ngama Nethinims,
they come from the statue.
Wona ke aqhamuka lapha kulesa statue.
I think we all understand the teachings that we have received once by Elder Famana.
Ngiyethemba ukuthi siyaqonda ke lezi imfundiso esizinikezwa Elder Famana.
Have I lost anyone on this one? Okay, so now this stone, coming back to this stone. So now who's going to be counterfeiting this stone as the stone being the truth? Gospel.
Ubanike ozobe phikisana naleli tshe noma yipi imfundiso ezobe imelene nale mfundiso eyeqiniso.
Remember, these people, they are actors.
Asikhumbule ukuthi laba bantu bangabalingisi.
And we are acting to win who? The Levites and the Nethinims.
Silingisa ini ukuthi sikwazi ukuzuza ama Nethinims nama Levites.
And now who is also acting to win the Levites and the Nethinims?
Ubanike futhi ke ngaphandle kwethu owenza umsebenzi ofanayo wokulingisa ukuze awine ama Nethinims nama Levites.
Is my question clear? So we need other actors, right?
So siyabadinga abanye abalingisi.
And we had the image. We went to the image, right?
Siye laphana kumfanekiso.
This image of Daniel chapter 2.
Isithombe lesi silapha ku Daniel chapter 2.
And we say one, it's we see that this is Adventism.
Siyabona ukuthi ke Adventism leya.
And the statue, who is it a representation of?
Isithombe lesiyana ke sona simele bani?
We say that it is actually Babylon.
Siyabona ukuthi siyiBabylon,
or institution of Babylon.
Umbuso weBabylon.
But another thing that we can be able to see from this statue,
enye into okumele siyibone kulesi sithombe,
it comes in three parts.
Siza ngendlela ezintathu.
We have the dragon.
Sine dragon.
We have what else? Yahlebeza uVosi uthi false prophet. What is the other one? We are just summarizing that is that we have done. So Malindis, no, it's not. We are going to in this. You have dragon, false prophet, and what? We have the dragon, false prophet, and what? Masia go zoom. Zoom. Kushota one. We have three entities coming from this, but we have the dragon, the false prophet, and what else do we have?
Beast.
Beast, no Kanya, yes. So we have the beast, right? So these are the three entities that we get from the three parts of Babylon.
Lawo-ke izingxenye ezitholakala lapha kuBabylon.
So we understand to the dragon is a representation of what?
Ukuqonda kwethu kusitshena ukuthi i-dragon imele ini.
Linda says Satan's kingdom, and I'll say no, not that one. Zoom. We have Copper, we have Makosi, Mzuvela, Dimakato, Julia. What does the dragon stand for? And what does the false prophet stand for and the beast stand for? Sifiso, Mdluli. Swiso. Okay, so we have the dragon as a representation of a state power. Tell us when they are interpreting. So we have the dragon standing for the dragon. The state represents the dragon represents the state.
I-dragon imele uhulumeni.
And then we have the beast representation, or the false prophet representation of, what's it? Protestantism.
Umprofethi wamanga yena umele ama-Protestant.
Or we can say false, yeah, Protestantism, false. What is the purpose of a prophet? What is the purpose of a prophet?
Iyini inhloso yemprofethi?
Nokanya?
I'd say it's to prophesy.
Okay, it's to prophesy. The purpose of prophesying, what is it? When you will be standing here and then you say, I prophesy what you will want people to get from what you're saying.
To understand
the
events of the future.
Understanding or to teach, Anget.
Yeah.
Yeah, ukuthi ilethe ukuqonda noma imfundiso.
Okay, so we have a false prophet being the Protestantism. This is the studies that were done by the test.
The first prophet Protestantism and sikhumbule ukuthi lezi tadi bezenziwa as a test.
So the papacy, the beast will be a representation of the papacy.
I-beast yona izobe representwa i-pope,
The papacy.
yeah, upapa.
So what you have, the other stories that you are going to get from the Bible.
Ezinye-ke izindaba ozozithola eBhayibhelini.
When we speak about false prophet,
Mawukhuluma ngomprofethi wamanga,
you have in the story of Elijah.
lapha endabeni ka-Elijah.
So you have Elijah who is the true prophet,
no-Elijah njengomprofethi weqiniso,
and you have Jezebel. Is it Jezebel? Jezebel, she comes with the false prophet.
unoJezebel oza njengomprofethi
She
wamanga,
comes with false prophet.
uza nesiprofethi osamanga,
Uza nabaprofeti bamanga.
uza nabaprofethi bamanga.
Because of if you remember the story of the sacrifice, if you remember the story of the sacrifice,
Masingakhumbula indaba yomnikelo,
where Elijah says, now if this sacrifice of mine gets to be burned, that means that God can hear me.
Sikhumbula le ndaba ekhuluma ngomhlatshelo ukuthi ungahle ushe
without anybody putting fire underneath it.
ngaphandle kokuthi kube khona ofaka umlilo lapho kulo mhlatshelo.
And you had the prophets or the false prophets that were with Jezebel, saying that okay, it's fine, let's do that task.
Kunabaprofethi abakaJezebel abathi nabo hayi kulungile impela siyayemukela leyo nselelo.
But we find that it is actually Elijah's sacrifice that was consumed by fire.
Kodwa mawulandela kahle uyathola ukuthi oka-Elijah umhlatshelo owagcina ushiswe umlilo.
But these ones, they prayed up until evening.
Laba prophet bamanga bathandaza kwaze kwabamnyama.
We see that the false prophet, they were doing what the will of whom? Of Jezebel.
Siyabona ukuthi abaprofeti bamanga babenza intando kaJezebel.
So when you come to Herodias and Salome,
mawuza ke endabeni kaHerodi Salome,
when the beheading of John the Baptist,
unqamulwa kukaJohn Mbhaphatisi,
we know that Salome did the will of Herodias, the mother.
uHerodias wenza intando kanina,
just like the false prophet did the will of Jezebel.
Njengalokhu laba prophet bamanga babenza intando kaJezebel.
And when you come to Catholic and Protestantism,
mawuza ke kwi-Catholic ne-Protestantism,
we have the same imagery.
Uzobona ukuthi ke kunokufanana.
The Catholic will be the mother.
I-Catholic yona lizoba unina.
The Protestant will be the daughters.
Ama-Protestant wona azoba amadodakazi.
Going back to the story of the beheading of John.
Masibuyela kule story sikaJohn enqunywa.
The Herodias was the mother.
uHerodias wayewunina.
And you have Salome being the daughter.
UnoSalome indodakazi.
So they do the will of the mother.
Benza intando kanina.
So they are acting that part of pushing the agenda of the mother.
Benza lowo msebenzi lowo wokuqhubekelisa intando kamama.
So we went there because of false prophet, the teaching, if I can put it like that. We went to these examples because of false prophet.
Siyeke kule mizekelo ngenxa yalama prophet bamanga.
So we need to see how does this actually we need to see then how are these going to be the counterfeit of this move.
Kumele sibone ukuthi lokho kuzoba impikiso kanjani kulo myalezo we movement.
So one thing that we know is that Protestantism, they are they are also seeking to win. They are also one of those actors that are on the stage.
Siyabona ukuthi Protestantism nayo indima idlalayo yokuthi izuze i-audience.
So here's a podium, a stage. This is the stage.
Ake sithi ke i-stage lesi.
So on this stage, you have 3 actors.
Kulesi stage unabalingisi abathathu.
So we need to see that one, we said it's this movement,
Eyokuqala sithi yile movement.
and you have audience,
Sinalabo izethameli,
people who are actually looking.
labo ababhekile.
So they are looking at the people in the stage.
Babheke abantu abase-stage.
So now, who's the other person, or who's the other person who's also in the stage?
Ubani omunye olapha kwi-stage.
Already we know that we say that the Catholic, it's a what? It's the counterfeit.
Sivele siqaqelekile ngokuthi i-Catholic iyona i-counterfeit.
Are we still together?
Ngabe sendawonye.
And they are also vying for what? For this audience.
Bonke banenhloso eyodwa yokuzuza izethameli lezi.
And we have a third one,
Sinowesithathu,
which is SDA, Adventism.
okuyi-Adventism.
So Adventism is one of the actors on the stage as well.
I-Adventism ingenye yabalingisi abakhona e-stage.
And it's actually also looking to gain supporters from the audience.
Nayo inenhloso eyodwa yokuthi ithole abazoyeseka kulabo abayizethameli.
This one,
Lo Catholic
we get it from the statue.
simthola lapha kwisithombe.
We
Daniel
get,
chapter 2.
we get it from this image that we have put here.
Simthola lapha kulesi stage Daniel chapter 2.
Adventism,
I-Adventism yona
SDA, we get it from the mountain.
siyithola kule ntaba.
We see a separate entity from the statue.
Sorry.
We see that it's not coming from the statue.
Siyayibona ukuthi
Ayiphuми kwi-statue.
ayiphumi lapha kwi-stage.
But we see that it's also trying to win some audiences.
Nayo kodwa inenhloso eyodwa yokufuna ukuzuza i-audience.
Yeah, in standing, they are separate.
Noma bemi behlukene kodwa inhloso yabo iyodwa.
Yes. So we have this one, the movement,
Sine movement
as coming from the stone.
yona eqhamuka etsheni.
So to this point, do we have any questions?
Ngabe ukhona onombuzo?
Have I lost anyone?
Ngabe ukhona engimlahlile?
La. Okay. Okay. In Zoom, have I lost anyone? So we need to understand the complexities of these prophecies. Yeah? Oh, complexity. What's complexity?
Yeah. Kumele sibone-ke ububanzi bale
prophecies.
prophets.
So we need to see all these prophecies as we have been learning.
Kumele sizibone-ke lezi prophetho njengalokhu besilokhu sifunda.
Or how each prophet is actually, prophecy is teaching us one aspect of the end of the world.
Ukuthi isiprofetho ngasinye-ke sisifundisa kanjani mayelana nesiphetho somhlaba.
So, for example,
ngokwesibonelo,
we have the Nethinims,
sinabezizwe,
and we are in that time period where actually Nethinims, they have a leader, but they don't know who's their leader.
ngaleso sikhathi ama-Netherlands ane-leader kodwa anomholi kodwa abamazi ukuthi ubani.
I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say.
Ngiyethemba ukuthi niyaqonda ukuthi ikuphi engizama ukusho.
Because of the Netherlands, they are having, they don't have a leader in this time period of there's a change of leadership from 21 AD to the Sunday law.
Ma ubheka kusukela 21 AD kuze
No, not 21 AD, sorry, 2021.
Okay, ukulungisa lapho.
Sorry, 2021 to the Sunday law.
Kusukela ngo-2021 kuze kufinyelele kwi-Sunday law.
We have a change of leadership for the Levites, for the Netherlands, sorry.
Sinenguquko kunokushintsha kobuholi mayelana nama-Netherlands.
Netherlands, they are having new leaders, which is this movement.
Ama-Netherlands asezoba nabaholi abasha okuyini le movement.
And which after the Sunday law, there are going to be, it's gonna be their harvesting time period.
Okungukuthi ngamumva kwe-Sunday law kuzobe kuyisivuno sawo ama-Netherlands.
That's what the line teaches us.
Ilokho umugqa lo osifundisa khona.
When you go back to the lines,
Mawubuyela kolayini,
Lindelo, which line is actually teaching us that?
imuphi lo layini osifundisa lokho?
So when we go back to these lines,
Masibuyela emumva kulabo layini,
we need to see which line is actually teaching us this change of leadership of the Levites.
Fune sibone ukuthi imuphi ulayini osifundisa ukushintsha kwebuholi.
And who is becoming the leaders of the Netherlands?
Ubani osezoba umholi omusha wama-Netherlands.
And who was their previous leader?
Ubani ke obekade umholi wabo emuva.
So Netherlands, they are looking at this at the stage, they are looking at these actors.
Sikhumbule ukuthi senze leyo mzekelo ukuthi ama-Netherlands abheke lapha kwi-stage.
The Catholic is looking for to win in the Netherlands.
Ama-Catholic nawo ayimisele ngokuthi nawo azuze ama-Netherlands.
When you go to Adventism, they are also looking to win Adventism. Netherlands.
Ne-Adventism nayo inenhloso eyodwa.
That's the whole drive of public evangelism, I think.
Into nje eyodwa kwi-public evangelism.
And when you go to this movement, we need to see, we are saying that we are these leaders that are the ones that are leading out, or the leaders of these groups.
Esikushoyo njenge-movement ukuthi singabaholi abahola lama-groups lawo.
So my question was, which of these lines are showing us the change of leadership? Sibona kanjani change of leadership in these lines?
Lo mbuzo ke omile ukuthi siyibona kanjani i-change of leadership kulabo layini.
Okay. It's a homework for everyone. I think everybody can go and look at that. So you have the Levites.
Nama-Levites.
They are also looking at what? At the audiences on the stage.
Nabo babheke lapha stage.
The Adventism wants to win. They want the Levites to remain in the church.
Nama-Adventist afuna ama-Levites alokhe ekhona ebandleni angaphumi.
And as the movement, I think we have that desire that the Levites can come and join us.
Njengabantu abaku-movement nathi sinesifiso sokuthi abantu bengeza bazosijoyina.
Just like we have a desire for Nathanims to come and join us.
Njengoba futhi sinesifiso sokuthi ama-Netherlands asijoyine.
The Adventist Church desires that the Levites can remain in the church.
Adventist Church yona inombono ukuthi inesifiso sokuthi ama-Levites angaphumi ebandleni.
And they desire that the Nathanims can come and join them.
Bese kuthi ama-Netherlands engene.
And those who have broken away the priest. And those who have broken away the priest.
Labo baphumile.
Yes.
Labo baphumile esibabiza ngama-priest.
They desire them to come back.
Banesifiso sokuthi bebuyele emumva ebandleni.
But all these things, they revolve around the truth.
Zonke lezi zinto lezi zijikajika nje khona lapha eqinisweni.
Who's having the true gospel between these three entities?
Ubani ophethe iqiniso langempela kulabo abantu abathathu?
So these three groups, they are making those choices.
So lama groups ke amathathu priest, Nathanims, Levite bayenza izinqumo ngokubheka lapha stage.
People from this movement,
Abantu abakule movement,
those who have left,
labo bahambile,
they have either fallen in either of these camps.
bawele ke kulama camp lawa Catholic or Adventism.
Catholic, in a sense that it's a definition. We'll just say representing the world.
Singasebenzisa futhi ukuthi Catholic irepresenta umhlaba.
Just in this lesson.
Kulesi sifundo lesi.
Because of it's either these people they don't go to Roman Catholic, but they go back to the world.
Ukuthi labantu ababuyeli kwi-Roman Catholic Church kodwa babuyela emhlabeni.
So or either they go back to Adventist.
Noma babuyela khona kwi-Adventism.
So they are enticed by the actors as they are playing out.
Bathathekile ngalabalingisi aba-actayo phambi kwabo.
So when you look at the Levites and the Nathanims,
Masibheka ke ama-Levites nama-Nathanims,
they are also making that very same choice.
Nabo benza okufanayo ngokwezimumo abazithathayo.
And they are making a choice either to follow this movement or to remain in the world or to follow Adventism.
Benza ke lezo nqumo lezo ukuthi bangena noma baya kwi-Adventism noma baya emhlabeni.
So there are choices that people are making today.
Kuney'nqumo abantu abayithathayo namhlanje.
And people are making those choices that are actually serious for their salvation.
Benza ke lezo nqumo lezo ezibaluleke kakhulu kwinsindiso yabo.
Others, they live literally.
Abanye bahamba ngokwangempela.
Others, they remain in the movement but still harbor the mentality or the mindset of these groups.
Abanye bayaqhubeka bebe ngaphakathi ku-movement kodwa imicabango yabo ibe ilaphaya ngaphandle.
They say, fine, we will remain in this movement.
Bathi okay, sizoloku sikhona ngaphakathi ku-movement.
But we will take in these doctrines.
Kodwa sizothatha leza mfundiso leziya ezingaphandle.
And live with those doctrines in this movement.
Siphile nazo lezo mfundiso sibe singaphakathi la kumuntu.
And those people, when you go back to the book of Daniel chapter 11 verse 41.
Labo bantu ke mawubuyela encwadini Daniel chapter 11 verse 41.
It says that many shall what? Shall be overthrown.
Ithi ke abaningi bayochithwa.
Where are they standing as they have been overthrown? Where are they standing as they have been overthrown?
Bami kuphi njengoba bechithiwe?
You see, what is overthrowing them?
Yini ebachithayo?
We see that these people are people who are standing.
Siyabona ukuthi abantu abamile lapha.
But they have been overthrown.
Kodwa futhi sebachithiwe.
And we get a representation of what? of a cage, angithi?
Sithola into efana ne-cage,
And they go back behind bars.
bayemva kwayo.
Are they literally behind bars?
Ngabe ngokwangempela bangemuva kwey'nsimbi lezi?
No, they are just mentally being chain locked to the belief system.
Cha, into eyenzekile nje ukuthi ngokwemiqondo yabo babophekile lapha kulezi mfundiso zangaphandle.
They have accepted the false doctrines.
Bamukele iy'mfundiso ezingamanga.
They have, in terminologies that we are familiar with when we speak about the two streams of information,
Bakuleyo lamatemu la ebesiwasebenzisa akhuluma ngemigudu emibili.
they have received the wrong stream of information.
Bathole umgudu omubi,
And they have chosen to drink from that stream.
bakhetha futhi ukuphuza kulowo mthombo omubi.
So yeah, I think people can try and think deep about that.
Ya, ngicabanga ukuthi abantu kufanele becabange ngokujulile mayelana nalokho.
So you have these counterfeits, people that are playing out on stage.
Kunalala bantu abathathu abaphikisanayo stage.
And each is gonna bring out their teaching or their doctrine or their gospel.
Lo nalo uzoletha imfundiso yakhe.
And now the audience is gonna be listening from these entities, that which they are what they are actually presenting.
So ababukeli bona bazolalela imfundiso zabo.
And then people will be making those choices based on what they like from what they hear.
Ngakho ke bazothatha izinqumo ngemfundiso leyo abayithandile phakathi kwalabantu abathathu.
In simple terms, you don't have to be out of the movement to be able to listen to them or to give ear or to follow them.
Ngokusobala ke awudingi nokuthi uzobe ngaphandle kwase movement. Ube ngaphandle kwe-movement ukuze ubalandele.
When you go back to the story of Protestantism and the Roman Catholic,
Awubuyela lapha kule ndaba ye-Protestantism ne-Roman Catholic.
the mother and the daughter,
indodakazi nonina,
they give homage to the mother, bengathandi.
benza njani bayahlonipha
They give homage to the mother
banikeza inhlonipho unina,
and they don't like that.
abakuthandi lokho.
And they will never admit to say that we are giving you homage,
Ngeke futhi bakuvume ukuthi ngempela bamnikeza inhlonipho,
but they are doing it either way.
kodwa bayakwenza futhi.
Same thing with Adventism.
Into efanayo ne-Adventism.
Same thing if you're going to be ensnared in these false doctrines.
Into efanayo ke uma uzoba umuntu obambekile kulezi mfundiso ezingamanga.
That which they are actually taking you away from this movement.
Lezo ezikususayo, ezikukhiphayo kule movement.
And are making you to follow false doctrines.
Zikwenza futhi ukuthi ube umuntu olandela iqiniso elingamanga. Imfundiso engamanga.
Do we have any questions, additions?
Ngabe ukhona onombuzo noma ofisa ukwengeza?
God is offering you a different culture.
uNkulunkulu ukunikeza ke isiko elisha.
They are offering you patriarchal culture. They are offering you a patriarchal culture.
Bakunikeza bona usiko la kubusa khona owesilisa.
And this movement is offering you the one of equality.
Le movement ikunikeza isiko lokulingana.
Equality is all about loving your neighbor as you love yourself.
Ukulingana ke kumayelana nokuthanda umakhelwane wakho njengoba uzithanda wena.
So I think I'll end it there.
Ngicabanga ukuthi ngizoyigcina khona lapho.
And then I will ask this question.
Ngizobuza lo mbuzo.
Othi, the Church of Ephesus, I'll ask this question. The Church of Ephesus,
Ngizobuza lo mbuzo othi ibandla laseFesu
when John the beloved was writing, said this,
ngesikhathi uJohn
beloved,
umambuli ebhala wathi
where have you lost your first love?
ulahle kuphi uthando lwakho lokuqala?
Where did you lose it?
Ulahle kuphi?
Go back to that first love.
Buyela othandweni lakho lokuqala.
What creates a church? It's collective people. It's people that are within.
Into eyenza ibandla abantu ababumbene.
And we need to be able to see that.
Kumele sikubone lokho.
And these messages are all about love.
Le message lena imayelana nothando.
God is giving us that message of love.
uNkulunkulu usinikeza ke lo myalezo wothando.
Because of seeing that the Church of Ephesus, they might be diverting from what they have been given.
Ngokubona ukuthi ngempela ibandla laseFesu seliphambukile kulokho uNkulunkulu ade linikeze khona.
So we need to go back to our first love.
Kumele sibuyele othandweni lethu lokuqala.
Understand the gospel.
Siqonde nempela leli vangeli.
The true gospel.
Leli vangeli leqiniso.
Because that's what it's going to make us stand out to these groups.
Ngoba ilokho kuzosahlukanisa nalama
These groups, and these groups, they are going to love what they see.
Yes, lama groups lawa azothanda lokho akubonayo.
So any questions, additions, and then we can pray.
Ngakukhona imibuzo noma ukwengeza?
Okay, going once, going twice, we can pray. We are praying. Our precious God who's above in heaven, help us, oh God, to understand what love is. Help us, oh God, to take in your grace, to seek more of your grace. May you abide in us and help us to abide in thee, to hate sin and love righteousness. Strengthen us to stand for the truth and help us, oh God, to be that image, that which you want us to be at the end of the world. Help us to resist patriarchy, to stand for equality in all aspects of life, in all ways of life. We humbly pray for every individual in this church and in this congregation and in this movement. You know our weaknesses, you know our shortfalls. Therefore, Lord, may we resist, may we keep up that good fight, that we have victory every day over sin. We surrender all now and forevermore in the name of Jesus. Amen.